You know, when it comes to commercial real estate finance, there's really one question that towers above everything else. How do you know for sure that you're getting the absolute best deal on your mortgage? Well, today, we're going to dive into a service that was built to do exactly that.
Right? This is the kind of thing that keeps property owners and investors up at night. I mean, when you're playing with millions of dollars, even a tiny fraction of a percentage point can add up to hundreds of thousands over the life of the loan. So how can you possibly be certain you didn't leave a pile of cash on the table?
Well, it turns out the answer is a concept called mortgage assurance. You can think of it as the ultimate expert second opinion for your deal, one that gives you some serious certainty and leverage when you need it most.
So, what exactly is it? At its core, mortgage assurance is a service that takes your current mortgage offer and stress tests it against the entire market to make sure it's really the best you can do. Now, here's the really crucial part. It does all this while keeping your existing relationships with your lenders and brokers intact. This isn't about kicking your broker to the curb, it's about empowering you with the data to make them bring their absolute A-game.
And this, right here, shows you the huge shift in leverage we're talking about. The old way was all about trust, basically crossing your fingers and hoping your broker found you the best deal. The new way, it's all about verification. You're introducing a little friendly competition, which completely flips the script. You go from just relying on someone to having all the leverage.
Okay, so you might be asking, why does this actually work so well? What's the secret sauce? Well, it really boils down to three things. First, the performance boost. It's just simple human psychology, right? When lenders and brokers know their offers being double-checked, they sharpen their pencils. Second, you get access to a massive market. We're talking over 3,000 lenders, so you see every possible option. And finally, and this is a big one, it's about trust. Because it's a flat fee, the advice you get is 100% focused on your best interest, not on a commission.
All right, so we've covered the why. Let's get into the how. The whole process is actually incredibly simple. It's just a clear, four-step journey to feeling totally confident about your financing.
First, it all kicks off with a second look underwriting, where experts go over your deal and package it to look its absolute best. Then comes what they call soft power, which is a pretty clever move. It's just a subtle signal to your current broker that you're checking the market. From there, your deal gets shopped out to over 20 other lenders who are a perfect match. And that all leads to the final step, hard power. This is the moment of truth, where you lay out all the offers, yours and the new ones, and simply choose the undisputed champion.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but what about in the real world? What does this actually look like in practice? Let's talk about the results, the cold, hard cash.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Just take a look at these numbers. And they're all over the map, from different deal sizes to different property types. We're not talking about saving a few bucks here and there. We're seeing real savings, often in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It just goes to show that creating that market competition consistently gets you better terms.
Let's just pause on this for a second. Over $600,000 saved on a single deal. That is not just tweaking a loan. That's a game-changing amount of capital right there. It proves this isn't some minor adjustment. It's a massive financial lever you can pull.
And hey, this wasn't some lucky fluke. Here's another one. Over $250,000 saved on a multifamily deal. It just goes to show that when you create that competitive environment, you find out what the true market price for your financing really is, no matter what kind of property you have. Okay, I get it. The results are amazing, but you're probably thinking, what's the catch? This sounds too good to be true. Well, that brings us to maybe the best part of this whole thing, the guarantee.
And there it is, plain and simple. It is a completely risk-free proposition. They promise to find you a better financing deal than the one you already have on the table. If they can't do it, you get your entire feedback. No hoops to jump through, no questions asked. Think about that. It completely removes any risk from the equation and just shows how confident they are in this process.
So if you're thinking this might be a fit for your next deal, getting started couldn't be easier. You just tell them about your deal, you review the new offers they bring in right alongside your current one, and then you close with total confidence, knowing you squeezed every last drop of value out of the market. The contact info is right there on the screen. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. As you're getting ready for your next big deal, in a market with so much uncertainty, you've just got to ask yourself, what is a guaranteed second opinion worth to you to make absolutely sure you leave no money on the table?